What's up, DC Nation? Welcome back to another video on Justice League Unlimited. And today I'm checking out Season 2, Episode 10, titled Flashpoints. Flashpoints? What? How is this episode titled that? So, when I first saw that title, I immediately thought of the Flashpoint story, the famous one, written by Jeff Johns, that came out in 2011, that kickstarted the New 52, the story where Barry Allen, the Flash, goes back in time, saves his mother, changes the DC universe. We get introduced to Thomas Wayne Batman, a Superman that's been in captivity basically the entire time he's been on Earth. We see Aquaman and Wonder Woman going against each other, and this famous story has been adapted in the Flash TV show, the CW one, and it's going to be adapted in the upcoming movie coming out this year, The Flash, with Michael Keaton, Michael Shannon's General Zod, Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and Ben Affleck's Batman. And it's gonna be an awesome movie. I'm excited for that. But there's no way that this episode can be influenced by that story because this episode predates that comic. Flashpoints, the comic, came out in 2011, where this episode came out in 2006. So 5 years before that famous, iconic Flashpoint story was put on paper. So what could Flashpoint mean in this context? Well, I thought for a second, am I alright? The last episode ended with Superman Huntress going to save the Question, who is in captivity at Cadmus headquarters, and when they were escaping, they were confronted by Captain Atom. Now, Captain Atom has enlisted back in the, well, not enlisted, he was pulled back into the military, and he's now against the Justice League. And we're going to get Captain Atom versus Superman for sure. Like, I'm really hyped to see that in this episode. But how could Flash factor into this? Well, this whole Cadmus story has been bringing up the Justice Lord universe a lot, where in that universe, Wally West, the Flash, dies. So, in this episode, will he meet like a moment where he almost dies? Like he meets, well, not like meets death literally, but he basically reaches the edge of his demise. Could Wally West reach that moment, but then outrun death? Like, that would be so epic. That, man, now that I say that, that sounds really cool. Like, that sounds really dope. And if he outruns death, could that cause a flashpoint, a change in the timeline of this universe? Instead of this universe going down the Justice Lord path, it could go down a different path. So that's my theory right now. I don't know. I may be completely wrong, and maybe Flash has nothing to do with this episode, and Flashpoint will be explained as something different in this context, but I'm definitely interested. Now, before we get to the episode, make sure you follow my socials, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. They all have the same username, lowercase DC_enthusiast1. Also, go check out my website, DCenthusiast.com, where you can watch all my full episode reactions, including the one for this episode. And yeah, guys, with all that being said, it's time to get into the latest episode of Justice League Unlimited. Ooh, oh yeah, come on. Ooh, Captain Atom does stand a chance there. He's got that red sun energy. Oh, okay, yeah, he is beating up Superman. Why would you walk away from the Man of Steel? You think he's not gonna get back up? Like, come on. Yeah, that's what I expected to happen. Get him, Superman. Beat up his ignorance. Captain Atom, he's cracking. Wait. If Superman keeps hitting him and the cracks start opening up, will Captain Atom become like an atomic bomb? Because wasn't that his original? I'm trying to think of Captain Atom's origin and his purpose. And with the military, they've used him as an atomic bomb before. If he blows up, well, in the series premiere of the show, he blew up in the sky and stuff. He survived that, but this might cause more damage because it's in a building and there's people around. So Superman has to factor that in. He doesn't want more casualties because that'll make the Justice League look more more of a threat. Yeah, more of a threat. Wow, dude, they became friends. Like, I remember their bond at the beginning of last episode, and Superman walking out with him. Dude.
But you cannot succumb.
I can shut down Cadmus without killing Luthor.
Okay, yeah.
Carry on then. If you're wrong, it's not like it's the end of the world.
Right? It is. Dude, I believe in Superman. I believe in him. And let's go back real quick. Yeah, okay, that's a better picture. Just Superman. I have hope, you know? Like, Superman is a character that so fascinating. Like, he has so many layers to his character. And it's cool to see here that he is really the only person preventing the end of the world. Yeah, he's this big superhero, larger than life, but if he goes rogue and he kills Luthor, it'll lead to disaster, Armageddon. And just hearing Question tell him, don't succumb to Luthor's plans. Like, Luthor is trying to cause you to go into a rage, get angry, but don't do it. You're Superman. So it seems like Question kind of believes in Superman, but he's skeptical too. Like, he's a conspiracy theorist. Like, of course he's gonna be skeptical a lot. Like, but the fact that he's skeptical but still giving Superman a chance shows the development from last episode where he wasn't giving Superman a chance. He, like, made a big leap and went to go kill Luthor so Superman wouldn't. Like, I like this story. Just all the layers to it. Each character is well developed.
We're talking about a shadow cabinet that's taken it upon themselves to eliminate us. They came after us. We have to hit them back hard.
No.
Flash always used to say the trouble with an eye for an eye is that everybody ends up blind.
Wally spitting, okay? Dude, Wally was just standing there listening to the conversation. He just needed one line, bro. He says, the problem with an eye for an eye is everyone ends up being blind. Ooh, that is such a good line. That is probably one of my favorite lines I've heard. That is just so good. Or one of the best. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, favorite, best. One of the best lines I've heard. Like, just how or how Michael Rosenbaum delivered that line. Let's go, Wally. Yeah, and that shut them up. That ended the conversation perfectly.
Override. Command Authority 004.
System Administrator John Jones recognized. Unable to comply.
Oh no! Hold up. They have that fusion cannon. So maybe, well, Lex is about to maybe blow up the Watchtower, but I think he's also manipulating the Watchtower to unleash that fusion cannon on Earth. And they'll destroy a bunch of places. And then what did Justice League say to that? Oh yeah, sorry, our mainframe or Watchtower got hacked. Sorry all the people died. Like, that just makes the Justice League look so bad. Yo, Lex is scheming. Come on. Oh, he's got it. Ah, no. Dang. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Yo. All these people are about to die. Like, that'd actually be kind of dark. Like, I wonder if they're actually going to show that. Like, I don't know. Like, they'll probably just show the blast and that's it. Or maybe people won't die, but it'll just be a bunch of property damage. But I don't know. And, dude, Superman was so close. He was this close. Like, a second off. Damn. Should have had the... Well, Flash could have went out there because it's in space. So, Superman had to do it, but wow. What an intense scene, though. Like, I was rooting for Superman. Watch out. Yo! Is the gonna have big fallouts or no? Okay. Not as big as an atomic bomb. Still bad, still a lot of damage, but an atomic bomb can blow up an entire city, like... Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. It might not be blowing it up, but it's destroying the city, alright. It's got that fallout. Whoa, yo. Dude. Whole city is like cataclysmic events. Basically, imagine being in that event. Now what are they going to think? They know it was from a fusion. Well, I don't know if they know it's from a fusion cannon, but wait, but what did it destroy? I didn't see what it destroyed. Yo. Dude, but the fact that it made that big hole in the city and just have big fallouts. Not a fallout in a sense of like debris and smoke and pretty much a longer blast, but in terms of like the city being wrecked. And just how everybody reacted. I always think, okay, when you think of a big explosion, you think of Nagasaki, Hiroshima, atomic bomb in World War II, and how that affected a lot of people. It was a big deal. It's a big deal till today. Like, still people talk about it, like how much it affected Japan, how it affected America, like just how that led to certain events. So this happening in a world where superheroes exist, and they send a big blast to your city and destroy it, and you don't know the context, you're immediately going to be against the superheroes, and you'll side with a villain that might seem reformed. Like, the lines are so blurred between good and evil here. As a civilian, like, yeah, we know there are superheroes are in the right. The Lex Luthor is in the wrong. He's a villain. Now, there's arguments for the whole Cadmus and superhero thing, but Lex Luthor is obviously a villain. But for the civilians, they don't see that. The lines have been blurred, especially now. Dude. What an awesome story. Like, I love how this is all being set up. Each big event in each episode is leading to something. And it's not like just build up. Like, each event feels like its own story and a big deal. Dude, look at that.
Cadmus headquarters.
Flash and Green Arrow.
There's gonna be some...
Wait. He said Cadmus headquarters. That's bad. That's just going to allow them to take advantage of the situation anymore. Cadmus can be like, we feared the Justice League, and we're having plans to maybe stop them if they ever went rogue. And they went rogue. They destroyed our headquarters. Like, that was the perfect thing to do. Dude, Lex is a schemer. He knows what's up. But here we got Flash and Green Arrow. As a longtime Arrowverse fan, I love this. Hopefully we get to see them in action the rest of this episode.
people who need our help down
And I really like this, okay? I like that they're showing the firefighters. Dude, it's really similar to, say, 9/11. Like, just, okay, you think of the firefighters that went into the Twin Towers and died, like they sacrificed their lives because they went to the top. People that went to the top to save people, and just to see these firefighters are about to be saved. Like, that's just so cool. And I like how realistic this story is. Like, it's starting to not feel like animated show, a DC animated show. It's starting to not feel like it's just a superhero fiction. No, it's bringing this story down to earth. And yeah, I don't know how I feel. Like, on one hand, I like stories to not feel like the real world, because it can feel like escapism sometimes. Oh, just superheroes, they get invested in a story. But on the other hand, when it's done so well, it makes you think, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating, and when they do that right, when you mix the superheroes and realism together in the perfect way, you got a masterpiece. And so far, this episode is exactly that. Man.
There's plenty of food until they let us back into the house.
You guys came out of the blue duplex?
Yeah, my daughter's worried about her cat.
Flash!
Nobody should have to spend the night in a strange place without their kitten. Here you go. What a grip she has there.
Yeah.
Claws and all. Starting to really hurt.
Thank you.
Trim her claws and...
Dude, that was so nice. Like, Wally... Dude, I love Wally West Flash. Now I know why some people think that, like, Wally West is better than Barry Allen. I honestly think both of them are great. Like, I love their characters equally. Like, I really like Barry because of CW Flash, but then Wally here is amazing. Like, just how he just saved that kitten. It's such a wholesome moment, and Wally West is such a wholesome character in the heart of the Justice League. Yeah.
We'll call it even.
Seriously, thank you for everything.
Yeah.
I see you guys on the news all the time.
Galatea. Are they going to send Galatea out there?
Never been fitter.
Wait. Hold on. Who could this be? She said you're going to need help. Oh, snap. Dude, alright. Oh! The Ultimen! Whoa! Whoa!
Get it done.
Yo! What? Dude, okay. I haven't stood up once in this episode because I've been so invested in the story, but that deserves for me to be standing up here. Because, guys, the Ultimen are back, and remember they cloned the Ultimen? So now Galatea has an entire army, bro! That's crazy! They're going to send Galatea down there with the entire army against the Justice League. And you got the president who's in a dilemma. You got civilians, Americans who are trying to decide what side they're on. And we got a big battle coming next episode. But I wonder what Lex's next plan is going to be. Like, it seems like Amanda Waller is doing her own thing and Lex is kind of off to the side. Like, they're both a part of Cadmus, but Amanda Waller's got her plans, and then Lex is his own individual. Like, Lex is just his own guy, you know? I feel like next episode could like, show Amanda Waller being defeated and Lex being like, yeah, you suck, but I'm Lex Luthor. I had a backup plan. I know what to do. Like, that could definitely happen. And yeah, guys, what an awesome episode. But yeah, guys, getting to the review portion of this video, in this episode, I made references to 9/11, Hiroshima and Nagasaki from World War II, atomic bomb, because this episode gave off that vibe, but I was also thinking of like the Cold War. Kinda, like, I was thinking about it, but I'm like, alright, are they actually referencing that? It definitely gave off that vibe, like a nuclear explosion, the fusion cannon hitting the city, destroying the city. I like to look up, like, American history on my side, like, free time, because it's fun to actually learn about your nation's history. Like, you gotta know that. Like, come on, it's good to know about world history and just the past, so it doesn't repeat itself, you know? But, yeah, the Daisy ad that came out in 1964, and I found out, because I looked up on the fandom websites, that yeah, this episode did have some influence from that ad. It was actually it had some references to another thing that came out in 1964, a movie called Failsafe, that was very set in the Cold War period, and it was all about nuclear explosions. Like, the Cold War was the time frame of the Cold War was 1945, right after World War II, to 1991, 1992-ish. And you have Vietnam War during that, the nuclear arms race during that. And now that I think about it, I feel like this Cadmus story is being influenced heavily by that, because question brings up a superhuman arms race. Nuclear arms race, superhuman arms race. Just the parallels there. and the fusion cannon and all the people's reactions and how they see the Justice League now. Like, the fact that I'm bringing up the Cold War and this Daisy ad that we're about to check out just shows that the writers went all out on the show and are not just writing an animated show, a kid's show, but actually something that is a masterpiece and makes even adults think about it and compare it to American history. Like, this is so cool. But yeah, let's check out this Daisy ad. Alright. Peace, little... Actually, let's go to beginning again. So, Peace, little girl, Daisy spot. Alright, so... I know there's sound to it, but the sound's not as important. It's more the visuals.
1, 2, 3,
Bruh. And just how it looks, like, the black and white.
7,
She's picking the daisies.
6,
Mm.
9, 9.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Yo.
3, 2.
Dude, that zoom in, that is pretty dark. You guys hear like the 5, 4, like the countdown from 10 of the nuclear explosion. So actually, I take that back. I was about to say the sound isn't as important. No, it actually is pretty important. Like, you hear the countdown, but it's really the visuals of the little girl just picking the daisy and now the zoom in on her eye. Like, damn. Dude. And the nuclear explosion, and obviously she dies. Like, that's...
To make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark.
It's a cataclysmic event. It affects the whole area. And yeah, there's a lot of fear during the Cold War. And it wasn't just, okay, you had the nuclear arms race, but you also had communism, which is a big deal during that time. They tried to pin everything on communism. And I know this is becoming more of like a Cold War talk than a Justly Unlimited talk, but it just made me think about the Cold War. Because the Cold War, okay, you have communism influencing a lot of things, and you have, like, you think like McCarthy and even like Murrow. You go back to that talk where McCarthy was trying to push that, hey, there's communists around here. And it's a lot, actually, you look into that, it's very interesting. I'm not gonna go into a big rant about the Cold War. You guys can look into that yourselves and we can talk about it in the comment section. And heck, maybe I could talk more about in the next video, but I do want to get into the Justly Unlimited episode right now. But I loved all the Cold War references in this episode, and even how it made me think about 9/11, how it made me think about World War II, and you had the president involved. Certain shots made this episode so realistic. It's crazy, like, the fact that this animated show got me so invested in realism compared to fiction. Well done. But, so the episode itself, we have Lex Luthor. He basically hacks the Watchtower and causes the fusion cannon to do a big blast. The civilians are against the Justice League. Lex is scheming. Amanda Waller is scheming. We got Galatea, she's returned. We got Ultimate Army. So that means next episode we're gonna see Galatea and the Ultimate Army go down to Earth and fight against the Justice League. And Lex, I feel like Lex has something else up his sleeve, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, just the progression of this episode, how events transpired, and seeing Captain Atom. It was very sad to see Captain Atom beat up and him on the wrong side, and seeing Superman kind of losing it. Like, he's doing well. Question tells him in this episode, don't succumb to Lex's plans. Don't succumb to the rage. And Superman at times like, let's go down there and fight. But his conversation with Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, them trying to hold him back, and then Superman failing to stop the fusion cannon is really pushing his character in an interesting direction, because he's starting to see the argument, but he's also like, we gotta stop them, we gotta stop Lex, like, they're scheming, like, we know this, but they don't have any evidence, so they're stuck in a dilemma, and the dilemma has been worsened by this fusion cannon blast. So yeah, guys, we got 3 more episodes of this season. I'm really excited. Like, this story is really ramping up. Definitely one of the best DC comic stories I've ever seen in animation, movies, comics. It's just so well written. Like, shout out to the animators, the writers, to everyone involved in the DCAU in terms of continuity and just getting invested in realism. Like, I just love how this episode just is it parallels with American history and the Cold War. And yeah, you guys, let's have a conversation down below about the Cold War alongside our comments in this episode. It could be about anything from the Cold War, communism, Vietnam War, and just the nuclear arms race, anything from 1945 to 1991, maybe some movies during that time. Like, what I immediately think about when I think of Cold War in terms of movies and songs is, okay, songs, Forever Young. That's the first song I think about. Rocky IV, set during that time period. Rocky IV came out when the Cold War was going on. And Rocky going to fight the Russian, Ivan Drago, going to his area and inspiring unity. Like, there's a lot of movies. You guys tell me down below which movies you like the most that are in that Cold War period. Probably some I've seen, probably some I haven't seen. I'm always open to recommendations and even history regarding the Cold War. Like, there's maybe some stuff I don't know about it. Like, I like searching up American history and just finding out about our history. So if there's stuff you know, tell me down below, and I'd love to have the conversation about it. But yeah, guys, tell me your thoughts on this episode down below as well. What would you give this episode from 1 to 10? I'm going to give it an obvious 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. My favorite episode of this show yet. Even better than last episode. This episode, oh man. This show keeps getting better and better. Each episode tops the previous one, even though the previous one was a masterpiece. Like, how do you top a masterpiece? Well, the showrunners for this show know how to do it, so props to them. But yeah, guys, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up, new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next Justice League Unlimited reaction and review. And yeah, thanks for watching, and peace out.